Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's Innovation Unit meeting. I'm Zheng Chun, and I'll be chairing this session. Joining us today are our task force evaluation, Xiyuan, Joey, Shiren, and Ziyang. If everybody is ready, let's start the discussion straight away. Our agenda today is to critically evaluate the 4 employability solutions proposed by Group 1, which address the challenges of skills mismatch and underemployment. We will assess each proposal systematically before arriving at a final group recommendation. Let us begin with the first proposal, structure career guidance and mentoring programs.
All right, so let me briefly explain on the proposal. This proposal focuses on guiding students throughout their university journey through career exploration, mentorship, and progress tracking. So for me, one major strength of this proposal is it addresses employability issues early by helping students understand career pathway and industry expectation from the beginning. The mentorship component can also provide valuable real-world insights that students may not gain in the classroom. However, I believe that the program may be challenging to sustain because it requires a large number of committed mentors and continuous monitoring. But yeah, overall, it's a strong preventive strategy that helps students build direction and career awareness early on.
I agree that this proposal offers significant value because it addresses employability issues earlier than waiting until graduation. The structured mentorship component is particularly effective as regular interaction with industry professionals can help students understand career expectations and identify the skills they need to develop. Additionally, the monitoring system encourages students to take an active role in their professional growth. However, the proposal may face challenges in terms of scalability and sustainability, as universities would need a large number of committed mentors and long-term engagement. Therefore, while the proposal is proactive and comprehensive, its success would depend on effective implementation and strong stakeholder support.
There's the valid concern for the scalability and also the sustainability perspective. So there's indeed the continuous monitoring and also the mentorship required significant commitment for both the university and also from the industry partner. Nevertheless, I still believe that the proposal is proactive because it's mainly focused on preventing the skills that actually mismatch before the student graduate rather than attempting to solve it after they enter the workforce. So by exposing the student to the career planning and also the industry expectation early, they can actually make more informed decision about the skill they need to develop. Although the sustainability may be a challenging perspective to us, but the long-term benefit of creating a more career-aware graduate should not be overlooked.
Yes, the proposal is undeniably comprehensive, but its primary vulnerability is resource exhaustion. Sustaining individualized career tracking and mentorship for thousands of students require an immense continuous administrative lift. Without a dedicated, well-funded support structure and an automated way to track progress, this initiative risks become a superficial checklist rather than a meaningful mentorship program.
Thank you all for those observations. The significance of early career direction cannot be overlooked, and I agree that this proposal addresses a genuine and pressing gap in university education. However, the argument rests on the questionable assumptions that university already possess the administrative infrastructure and the pool of willing industry mentors need to sustain continuous mentoring for every student. Despite its strength, the approach is undermined by concerns around resources capacity and consistency of implementation across different institutions. Let's say, it is imperative that we acknowledge its value as a preventive student-centered strategy. Let us now move on to evaluate the second proposal, the stackable micro-credential system.
All right, so basically, this proposal allows students to earn certified skill-based credentials alongside their degrees. I think its main strength is that it provides tangible evidence of competency that employees can easily recognize, particularly in areas such as communication, digital literacy, and data analysis. It also encourages continuous learning and adaptability, but the weak side is its effectiveness depends heavily on industrial recognition. If employers do not value these credentials, the impact on employability may be limited. So for me, strong industry collaboration is essential for this proposal to succeed.
Okay, so another major strength of this proposal is its alignment with current labor market's trends. Employers in specific competencies beyond academic qualifications and micro-credentials provide graduates with a clear way to showcase these skills. I also appreciate that the system promotes continuous learning and adaptability as industry demands evolve. However, a limitation is that earning credentials does not necessarily guarantee practical competence. Without opportunities to apply these skills in real-world settings, employers may still question graduates' workplace readiness. Therefore, while this proposal enhances employability, it would be effective when more combined with practical learning experiences.
I totally agree with the viewpoint of both panel, but for my 2C, another strength that we can find is the scalability. This is because the university can integrate these credentials into the existing program without making any of the major structural changes. However, I have a concerns that about whether the employers were able to recognize and also value these credentials equally. If there is no consistent industry acceptance, the student may invest time and effort into earning the certification that do not significantly improve their employability.
Yes, I agree. The entire value of a micro credential hinges on its market currency. If we do not co-design these modules directly with industry leaders, we risk issuing certificates that employees view as academic fluff. To justify the system implementation, we must secure upfront endorsements from major employers, ensure they actively factor this specific credential in their hiring algorithms.
Thank you, Ziyang. While the structured career guidance approach is effective for building early awareness, its success is further undermined if students still lack tangible, verifiable proof of their competencies. The most compelling aspect of the micro-credential system is precisely its ability to fill that gap, providing clear, measurable evidence of skills that a degree alone cannot signal. However, one major criticism of this proposal is that its overall effectiveness is questionable without widespread and consistency industry recognition. There's a failure to fully address how universities will secure employer buy-in across diverse industries and sectors. This remains a key limitation we must bear in mind. Let's now shift our discussion to the third proposal, the work integrated learning model. Xiyuan, you have any idea on it?
For me, I believe this is the strongest proposal among the four. So by embedding industry projects, workplace placements, and practical experience into university education, it directly bridges the gap between theory and practice. So in that way, students not only gain technical knowledge, but also develop communication, teamwork, and also problem-solving skills in real workplace settings. Unlike a single internship, the continuous exposure allows students to become more workplace ready over time. Although implementation may require substantial industry support, but the potential impact on reducing skills mismatch is relatively significant. So that's all from me.
Okay, so I strongly agree with the strengths identified in this proposal. Among all the proposals, I believe it has a strong potential to reduce skills mismatch because it exposes students to real workplace environments throughout their studies. By applying their knowledge in a professional settings, students can better bridge the gap between theory and practice, which is a common concern among employers. Compared to the other proposals, work integrated learning addresses several aspects of employability simultaneously by developing skills, providing experiences, and increasing workplace readiness. Although it requires strong industry collaboration, the potential benefits make it a highly promising solution.
So I would like to add on some additional points. This proposal actually appears highly relevant to the current workforce needs. Instead of relying on a single internship, the student actually can receive the ongoing exposure to a workplace environment throughout their studies. And this continuous engagement actually can allow them to gradually build their professional confidence, their communication skill, or even the workplace adaptability. However, as we discussed earlier, the success of this model depends heavily on strong industry participations. So the university have to ensure that the placement are meaningful and also aligns with the student field of study. Otherwise, the learning outcomes may vary significantly. And even so, I believe this proposal offer one of the most to the issue of the graduate unemployment.
While the impact of work-integrated learning is undeniable, transformative, scalability is our primary bottleneck. Securing quality industrial placement for an entire cohort demands a massive ongoing logistic effort. To make this sustainable, we must shift from a transactional placement model into strategic long-term corporate partnership, which perhaps by incentivizing companies with early access to top talents of collaborative research opportunity to justify their investment in our students.
Thank you for those valuable points. Based on discussion, the work integrating learning model successfully demonstrates a robust balance between theoretical learning and practical employability outcomes. And I would like to argue it is the most compelling proposal. It does not simply expose students to industry. It embeds that exposure continuously and deliberately throughout the academic journey. Nevertheless, one limitation there is that the approach suffers from its heavy reliance on securing a sufficient number of industry placements and committed partners. The scalability of this model across all disciplines and institutions is not guaranteed. Despite these drawbacks, the work, the work integrated learning model plays a pivotal role in directly preparing graduates for real workplace demands. Let's now proceed to evaluate the final proposal, the University Industry Networking Platform. Anyone can share their idea on it?
So basically, this proposal strengthens connections between students and industry professionals through networking events, industry talks, and digital platforms. In my point of view, its main benefits is that it provides students with greater access to career opportunities, industry insights, and professional contacts. However, networking alone does not solve skills mismatch, as students still need the relevant competency and experience to succeed. Therefore, I see this proposal as a valuable supporting initiative that works best when combined with skill development and workplace learning programs.
Apart from that, this proposal highlights the important role of professional networks in employability. Networking can improve access to internships, mentorship opportunities, and potential employment, helping bridge the gap between university, education, and industry. However, I believe networking serves more as a supporting factor than a direct solution to skills mismatch. While connections can create opportunities, students still need the relevant skill and experience to succeed. Therefore, although I would not rank it as the strongest standalone proposal, it can complement the other initiatives by strengthening mentorship, industry engagement, and career opportunities.
For my viewpoints, I believe this proposal is actually relatively cost-effective. This is because the university can actually leverage the existing alumni networks and also the industry context to organize a networking activity without making any of the major curriculum changes. And these events can actually increase the student confidence in professional communications and also their personal brandings, which all of these are actually important employability skills. And building conditions is beneficial, but the student still need to relevant competence and also the practical experience to convert all of this connection into the employment opportunity. Therefore, my reply is same with the two panel just now. This proposal is important supporting strategy rather than a primary solution.
A critical limitation here is that networking opens the door, but it doesn't build the foundation. If a student successfully connect with a hiring manager, but still lacks the technical proficiency demanded by the role, the skill mismatch persists. Therefore, networking cannot function as an isolated solution. It only works as an amplifier for students who already possess validated market-ready skills.
Thank you, everyone. So I can see that actually is widely agreed that the networking platform is valuable for enhancing the career prospects and bridging the gaps between students and the professional world. However, one criticism of this proposal is that networking alone does not solve the core issues of skills mismatch. The argument overlooks the fact that without foundation competencies, even well-connected graduates may still be deemed unready by employers. Therefore, we shall conclude that the networking platform, while valuable, functions best as a supporting initiative rather than a standalone solution. It is most effective when layered on top of skill building and practical exposure. Now that we have critically reviewed all proposals, all of the four proposals, so I think we shall open the floor for a comparative discussion. Which proposal do you believe that it offers the greatest potential impact?
All right. So in my opinion, I would like to propose the work integrated learning model. This is because it offers the greatest impact when it directly develops workplace-ready graduates through practical experience. However, I do not think the proposal should be viewed separately, as career guidance provides direction, micro-credentials validate skills, work integrated learning develops practical competence, and networking expands opportunity. I think if make it together, this will form a more comprehensive solution to employability challenges.
I agree with your opinion. However, I think the structured career guidance program should be prioritized because it provides students with clearer career direction from the beginning of their university journey. By helping students identify their interests, career goals, and required competencies early on, they can make more informed decisions about their learning and professional development. As a result, students are more likely to maximize the benefits of industry experiences, networking opportunities, and skill building initiatives. In my view, this proposal serves as a strong foundation that enhances the effectiveness of other proposals.
For my points, I don't think I won't propose like which solution, which proposal are the best, but I think that there's some of the spaces for the combinations of the proposals. So, example like the micro credential system that can actually complement with the work integrated learning model as well, as the student are able to gain the practical experience throughout the work integrated learnings and can use the micro credentials to showcase their competency to the employers. And this is actually the combination that can able to address both aspect of the employability, developing skill, and also like providing the evidence of those skills. And employer are often looking not only for experience, but also a proof of their competency. And what I proposed just now, the micro credentials can actually help to fill the gaps.
To add that to that synergy, we cannot sideline the networking platform because the reality of the modern workforce is that the hidden job market, roles filled via referrals and internet connection is vast. A highly competent graduate isolated from industry networks is a wasted asset. Integrating structured networking ensure that the skills cultivated in the work integrated learning and micro credential program actually reach the decision makers who are hiring.
Oh, okay. So this I can say that these all are well-reasoned perspective, and it seems that there is a strong evidence that each proposal addresses a unique and vital aspects of the employability challenges. And it seems like no single intervention can solve it in isolation. So, based on what we have discussed just now, I would say the most significant strength of work integrated learning lies in its ability to produce genuinely job-ready graduates rather than merely qualified ones. However, one major drawback of the work integrating learning approach is its reliance on a large number of industry placements, which may prove difficult to sustain at scale. Therefore, I would like to propose a strategic integration, which is it's imperative that we mandate a specific micro-credentials as a prerequisite before students enter the work integrating program, ensuring that they are baseline certified in key skills such as communication and digital tools before engaging with industry partners. This eventually reduces the training burdens on employers and makes our graduates more attractive to them. Early structural career guidance should then run alongside with this, ensuring students enter work integrated learning with a clear sense of direction. The networking platform, while not may not be a primary intervention, but also I think it will play a supportive and complementary role throughout. So together, these combined initiatives will undeniably play a pivotal role in creating a sustainable and comprehensive employability system. So I open the floor to discuss on my final recommendation.
Yeah, so I support adopting the work integrated learning model as the core strategy, but at the same time, the other proposals should complement it. So as what I say, career guidance can help students identify their goals early, micro-credentials can validate their competencies, and networking initiative can connect them with employers. So by integrating all four approach, university can actually create a more complete employability ecosystem that better prepares graduates for the workforce. So these are all my points.
I agree, but aside from that, the micro-credential system can validate and showcase industry-relevant competencies by providing students with recognized certifications in specific skill areas. This allows graduates to demonstrate measurable and verifiable skills beyond their academic qualifications, helping them stand out in an increasingly competitive job market. It also supports continuous learning and ensures that students develop competencies that are aligned with current industry needs.
Yeah, so I totally agree with that because this is actually aligned with what I proposed just now, which is the integrated system. To add on some untouched point just now, I think that the networking platform can actually do together to strengthen the professional connections and also increase the access to the career opportunities. And more importantly, this can serve as a bridge that connects students with the mentors and also the employers. And when we are going to combine with the career guidance, the micro-credentials, also the work integrated learnings, this networking can actually create an additional pathway for the student to showcase their ability and also to discover the opportunity that may not be publicly advertised. Hence, although the networking should not be the primary interventions, it also play an important supporting role in ensuring the skills and also the experience students develop can be effectively translated into the employment outcomes.
Exactly. By synchronizing all these interconnected initiatives, we move away from fragmented fixes and build a robust employability ecosystem. Early guidance set trajectory, micro-credential validates baseline skill, while work-integrated learning provide the crucial hands-on application and networking delivers market access. This compounded approach is exactly what the required to definitely close the skills gap and drastically reduce graduate.
All right, thank you everyone for your thoughtful contributions and rigorous evaluation today. The Innovation Unit formally recommends establishing the combined strategy as our core strategy. And so this concludes our Innovation Unit meeting today, and our plan of action is officially set. Thank you